G'day guys, this is your bubbly host, H2O Queen. I hope my Dream Stream family and viewers are well. If you guys would like to support me away from YouTube, I also stream on Twitch. If you'd like to go and follow me there and receive notifications as to when I live, that would be support would be much appreciated. So I am really excited. Don't expect me to be speaking proper English today. Yeah, so we've had some really big news. Everything that I'm recording today, big shout out and big thank you to the amazing Rocket Rob Gaming. He is the reason why I am creating this video. There have been some uncertainties saying that this isn't real, but just other concerns in general that this isn't in the process of happening, and I'm hoping that maybe having a second video being released into the community may make it more official and, you know, realize that, you know, this is happening, this is the real deal, guys. So I can confirm for a fact that Pokemon Duel is making a comeback. However, no start date has been commenced yet. But the thing is that, yeah, just make sure that you go and support Rocket Rob Gaming. Please find his information in the description below. He makes amazing content. He's very supportive of Pokemon Duel and their members, and we just want to get the game out there and for as many people as we can to not only come and join Pokemon Duel, but to come and join the one and only D-Clan. So yeah, go and contact Rob about that if you'd like to come and join our clan. So the thing is that my video will be extending on the information that Rob has pretty much discussed yesterday, and I also have some further information as well, because I have spoken to Shutterbug, and Shutterbug is a developer on the Kairu server on Discord server. So yeah, so this is really exciting, guys. It's going to make a comeback. So I want you to know, also in the description below, my description is going to be quite busy. Please make sure that you will find the link to Kairo's Discord server. I'll show you in a bit when I go over to my other screen. There will be specific instructions before you can join. This is primarily to avoid bots from entering on the server and creating spam and whatever else they dastardly do. So what you will do once you have gone on to Kairo's Discord server after answering the questions, you will need to go on to a channel hashtag random, and you will need to type in the following, that is pin me about Pokemon Duel. And you do that and you will be awarded a role. Yeah, and then you'll be able to have that next to your name when you're on the server, which is really cool. So Shutterbug 2000 is a developer and also a member on the Kairu server, and he is going to be one of the leaders that will be developing the Pokemon Duel game. So what Kairu's server does is that there will be projects that they will be doing that maybe Nintendo did not release or just dropped out randomly. So what they do is they come in and re-establish those most wanted content that members would like to have that Nintendo didn't fulfill. And yeah, and the reason why, even though Heroz is the developer for Pokemon Duel, as you guys very well know, Pokemon itself is licensed by Nintendo, and this is why Kairu can come forward and actually proceed with this, which is just really amazing news for all of us. So the devs have very advanced knowledge and skills to be able to do this. By all means, it's not just something you can give to anyone. It requires a lot of skill base and knowledge to be able to do this, and I'm actually really impressed in how much the devs have been able to progress this far. They've got like a quote and unquote key that they've been able to access to get to the loading screen, which is really cool. So one of the questions that I did ask, and this is why I know this, is that the reason that they're having difficulty getting beyond the title screen at the moment, don't worry guys, this will not be much of a big issue for the devs. They'll be able to get past this, in my honest opinion, is that all the servers are currently linked to the Horoza's server over in Japan. So what they've got to essentially do is retrieve the server coding information from Horoza's server to Cairo's server. And then in there they can do whatever they need to do in order to make the game functional and working. And as you know, because Horoza has cut the server, of course it's inaccessible, and that data needs to be transferred in order for it to be working once more. So the thing is that not only have we been discussing the progress of Pokemon Duel, however, in the last hour or so at the time of recording this video, hashtag Future Services channel has now been opened, which means you can go in there now and have a conversation. Not to say you couldn't, you can have, like, it's more condensed and specifically now not just open to any games, it's specifically for the Pokemon Duel game that is going to be happening in the future. So that is really cool. I don't know if there's going to be other games that they're working on in the moment. However, for now, it just tends to be specifically for Pokemon Duel. So that is something new that has just dropped, which is good because I've been working my butt off on this thumbnail, a thumbnail that you guys will hardly see on my old devices. I've been working on that for the last 5 to 6 hours. So good thing that I recorded when I did, because something new just came out before I recorded, so that was good. So the thing is that before I switch over screens, I know there will be a lot of questions from you guys, and I know I've been talking a lot, so bear patience with me, and I'm sorry that this is going to be quite a lengthy video, but I did speak to Shutterbug personally, and we were also surrounded by other content creators like Devani and Rocket Rob Gaming, and then we had a few others from our community as well that came and had a group conversation with him. So I really need you guys from the community to please go into this Discord server. They need as many people to say, hey, I want this done. I mean, not to say they're not going to be going ahead with it now, because there has been a lot more than just 4 people stepping up. However, the more people we can go in there discussing about Pokemon Duel, the more that they'll be able to amp up and learn and discover what people want from this game. They can make a couple of tweaks to it, but not to a full, changeover with some aspects. But for the most part, we'll get a working game, and that's what matters. As I was mentioning earlier, there was an area that you needed to go in order to access Cairo's Discord. I will put the link in the description below, as I mentioned earlier. There are a couple of trick questions in there, so be careful what you do answer, and you will need to check the tick box that says "I am human." Because, as you know, bots come in and do bot things on people's servers in Discord, and then you request an invite, and then you will be prompted to join Cairo's Discord server, and then you'll just go through the normal formalities when you join, and you'll be greeted like with all the channels in there. So when you get into the server, this is one of the news that I did see, which was really awesome. So Shutterbug put in there is that you need to go into the random chat, and you need to go into pin me about Pokemon Duel. So you take that, and that's without the asterisk, so this here as per highlighted, and then you go into random, and like Devani has done here, and then you will get a role that is saying about you know, that you're connected to Pokemon Duel, which is really cool. I'm just gonna see if it does say here. I'm gonna go, hang on, let me click on Devani's name. See, he has a role called Dual Pins. So that means anyone that has pinned that will receive that role, which is really cool. And then as we continue on, this is the new channel that has just been opened up, and it's called Future Services. So myself, Rob, Devani, and a few others are here, and we are all excited and discussing about Pokemon Duel matters, which is really cool. And yeah, so that's just open up. So if you guys want to get in there and talk a little bit more about Pokemon Duel and get hyped for what's coming up in the future, that would be amazing. And then we go into the server, and I asked a few questions, and these questions are specifically to me. I made sure that it wasn't anyone else's questions and I'm claiming them for their own. So this is how I knew about the coding setup and how it works to extract the ownership of the server onto my own. Onto Cairo's server. So what Shutterbug 2000 replied is that Podu is mostly controlled by the server. Same goes for most mobile games nowadays. So basically the devs on the Cairo Discord server, they replaced the official URLs used to connect to Heroz's servers, and then they make them connect to ours instead. And then this, what becomes hard for the devs, is that they have to re-implement their functionality that the original servers had. So like for those outside of the Pokemon Duel community, those unaware, Heroz is the developing company behind Podu. So this is where like the grey area comes in, and having to arrange it and organize it and how to do that. But of course, the devs know what they're doing. They've just got to find workarounds to how to make that work. But I'm really confident, guys, it's definitely going to be doable. And then I went on to further ask Shutterbug as well if they will be making a smarter AI that will beat Heroz's tragic AI. And as you guys may or may not know, Heroz is an AI specialist. Now, if you ask me, the AI was far from impressive. When you used your tickets, you were set up to fail, or to lose, I should say, in this regards. And it was really atrocious. And I also went on to ask if the Generation 8 or missing figures throughout the game will be added. And Shutterbug went on to say he can probably do the AI, or he or she, I should say, sorry, that they can do the AI. However, adding new figures will not be doable simply because of copyright simply because of copyright and the fact that they don't know anything about 3D models. However, I don't know how it works. If someone with 3D modeling skills could ask Kaoru, the devs on there, if they can add in the modeling to make it possible. But again, as you know, it's quite advanced, so whoever is going to do it will need to have quite admirable skills to make it possible. But depending if we get someone coming into our community that is willing to do that, then we can't eliminate it. However, we also need permission again to Cairo's server as well, if that's going to be made possible. And then on to my second last question. As I was sharing, I was making a video to Shutterbug 2000 today. So my first question was, will Podu have room matches released at the same time as the league, or will parts of the game be released in stages? My second question was, the cubes increase stats of Pokemon. Will we have infinite sources, or will be the way to earn these cubes? Because if we have infinite sources, then everyone's figures will be fully leveled up. So will there be an earning system as such, or a store in which we can buy items from when we earn like X amount of points? And when I say X amount of points, it's like a reward system. So if you play 20 games or 10 games maybe in room matches or league, will you maybe get a cube that way, and will the cube be randomized, or will you get like a pack of some description? So Shadowbug went on to say that the Pokemon Duel will be released in parts like their current game Miitomo. They can't, for copyright reasons, they changed it to their own name, but that's what it was originally. And then they went on to say, what will they be releasing first, league or room matches? And then I went on to further explain that room matches will be more resourceful, as we can use for cups in our own events. And Shadowbug went on to reply, more than likely room matches, since they will be more useful because they will have a purpose. So to keep the game vibrant at the time, I said to keep the game vibrant at the time, the creators originally had events. Will there be a way to create our own events in-game, or we approached you and said, hey, we want to create an event, we could only use certain figures, or an event banner would pop up? Is this event a feature you could implement? Shadowbug went on to reply that they'll have to see what can be done. Whether or not player-made events will exist or not is for sure a big question mark, but we'll have some kind of events for sure. I'd say that it'd be option 2. Someone would have to ask for an event to be made. So again, I don't know if further recoding will be required, that we could have like a calendar that we could probably implement into the game. And these calendars, as a creative example, I'm only making this up, I'm not saying this is happening, but if we had like a calendar and like that would predict like 3 months or something like that, and we would have these different events, and each creator could come in and add an event that has been confirmed or denied, and then that way you guys would know what event is happening and what's going on, etc, etc. That would be really cool if such a thing could be added. So I went on further discussing as well that room matches we could use whatever figures we want. However, this request would be for League. I know League is not our priority, is not on our priority list at the moment. However, events were really big in League matches. It would be an awesome feature to see in the future, and we could make the game more rewarding to play than it being consistent to play over and over again with the same figs. And I concluded giving my sincere thank yous to Shadowbug regarding that. So the thing is that I am really grateful to Rob Gaming for introducing us to this server. Thank you so much, Rob. So yeah, I just really appreciate it, having all this information and getting to learn about what is going on. Now, I know this is really exciting news, but I also want to say again to the developers who are remaking their own games, please do not get disheartened, and please don't delay your projects. Still bring them out. Even though that this game will be coming out sometime in the future, there is no way I'm not going to, move on to another game and forget about all your creations. I want to make sure it's very clear that we will still do games and other bits on them, because you guys have put in an ounce of work and you guys deserve to be as appreciated. And just because there may or may not be a rush for the original Pokemon Duel, I know some people are like, well, nothing beats the original, but to me, you guys have put your heart and soul into your developing games, and we earnestly appreciate them, and I love all the hard work that has gone into them. And don't worry guys, we will still work with your games even when this game drops, and I will make sure of that, and I will continue to create videos. So in saying that, there has been an estimated time frame. This will be released sometime around 2021. Whether this includes League, I don't know, but this might be just the start for room matches as well. We'll have to see. This is why we need you to go into the server, and you need to be able to follow up on updates. And of course, Rob and I and any other content creators will create news and keep you informed about this. We will make sure of that. But yeah, so Pokemon Duel is definitely rising from the ashes like a phoenix, and this is really exciting, guys. But please continue to support the other developers from the Pokemon Duel community. It's very important because we had no idea about a month or two ago that this game would come back out, and honestly we didn't know that there would be a way because of the ownership between Heroes and Nintendo. So this is really awesome news, and I'm very excited. And from what I have read with what someone else was saying, this will definitely be available for Android, but it's uncertain as of yet if it will be available to iOS. And if there will be a way, I'm not too sure how the team will go about it, but if we express enough interest for the iOS users out there, that they might be able to bring out some form of functionality for Pokemon Duel to be used in iOS. So if you guys have any questions below, please make sure to leave a comment. It's very important that you guys read my description for all the links, and I will even leave a link to Rocket Rob Gaming in my description as well. All thank yous go to him. Here's the reason I am creating this video, because I had no idea this existed up until yesterday, so thank you very much. And that concludes my videos, and I'm sorry this has been a very long video, but I hope it has been very informative, and I really hope you enjoyed it. And stay tuned guys, this is not the end, and there are still more creations on its way, and especially fan remakes that everyone has been working hard on. And please go and support Monochrome Kirby. He is one of the first ones that actually have a story arc based off the hotels of the Pokemon Duel games. That's very exciting. Heroes did never finish that, so it's going to be quite exciting to see what storyline Monochrome Kirby will add to the storyline. So thank you very much guys, I really appreciate your support. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up, and please subscribe if you wish to receive further notifications from myself. I'm going to conclude it here guys. Thank you again. This is your bubbly host, H2O Queen, over and out. Peace, love, light, enjoy, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much guys, and take care.